Hello and good morning everyone. In today's video, we are going to talk about assimilation. But before that, I'm going to give you an idea about a connected speech. Well, you must have heard the native speakers why they are talking too fast. When they talk to each other, it almost incomprehensible for the non-native speakers, right? Well, that is the connected speech that is business. Okay, so connected speech is basically the connection of words, binding together words and naturally and fluent language. Okay, so there are very much so much techniques which are used in connected speech like elision, we have assimilation, and we have linking. Okay, but in today's video we are going to talk about assimilation. Now, what is assimilation? Assimilation is basically a phenomena whereby sounds change due to the neighboring sounds. Sounds interesting, right? For example, in English language, we have multiple examples whereby in a casual or fast speech, one sound changes due to its neighboring sound. For example, if I say could and then I say you, so when I combine these two words in a connected speech, it will become could you. Another example can be did plus you. So when I combine these two words, it will become did you, did you. So the very change in the sound of did is due to the neighboring sound. That is why we call it assimilation, in which two sounds influences or either of them get influenced due to the neighboring sound. Having done with the definition of assimilation and connected speech, now let's come to the types of assimilation. So basically, there are three types of assimilation: regressive assimilation, progressive assimilation, and reciprocal assimilation. Now, what is regressive assimilation? When a sound changes due to the following sound, okay? For example, if I tell you 10 kings, 10 kings. So in a connected speech, when I say 10 kings, so it will not be 10 kings, it will be 10 kings. So the very sound will be changed. Okay, now, what is progressive assimilation? Progressive assimilation is an assimilation whereby a sound changes due to a sound which comes before it, or you may call it preceding sound. For example, if I say dogs, I will not say dogs just because of the sound ga. The sound sa will change to a voiced sound, that is dogs. Same is the case with another example whereby we have boys. So due to the sound yeah sound, that is a vowel sound, we will say boys. We will not say boys. Okay. Another example we can have cats. Due to the ta sound, that is a voiceless sound, we will have sa sound at the end and not za sound at the end. Now, on the basis of completion, we have two types of assimilation. One is total assimilation and other one is partial assimilation. So when the sound completely changes due to its neighboring sound and it adapts to its neighboring sound, it is total assimilation. That is this shoe. And when it partially changes, like for example, sit back and the word sit back, so it is partial assimilation. Okay, that's all for the types of assimilation. Now we are going to discuss why we use assimilation. Well, there can be many reasons for using assimilation. The first reason is to reduce the effort of the articulators. Now, what are articulators? Articulators are basically the organs that are involved in producing the speech. For example, tongue, your lips, they are combined together to produce sounds. So, to reduce the efforts of articulators, you use assimilation, right? And the next reason why we use assimilation to produce a very natural and quick speech. Well, nobody likes to talk slow and jerky and very hesitant. So to avoid that, you use assimilation. For example, if I say, could you do this? This sounds very jerky and very hesitant. If I say, could you do this? So this sentence uses assimilation. Okay, that is why it appears very natural. Okay, so how can we practice assimilation? Assimilation can be practiced by listening to the normal speech of the native speakers, how they speak and how they interact with one another, and then practicing it in the real life situation. Okay, so concluding our talk, we talked about assimilation, connected speech. There are various ways of connecting the speech, such as elision, linking, and assimilation. And then we define assimilation. We discuss types of assimilation, degree of assimilation, and at the end, we discuss some of the reasons of assimilation and some of the tips. How can we incorporate assimilation in our daily speech? That's all for assimilation. Thank you so much, everyone.